From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
Voters are fired up. They are excited about this upcoming presidential election.
Now at 6, lines wrapped around buildings as early in-person voting begins. What you can expect and what's being done to protect your health at the polls.
One of Indiana's biggest races is for the open District 5 congressional seat. Tonight, we speak one-on-one to Democratic nominee Christina Hale.
Carmel police released video, audio, and 911 calls leading up to and including the moment an officer shot and killed a man back in July. The new details released.
A movement to help single mothers thrive, what it's all about and how you can get involved.
Hurricane Delta won't likely make landfall along the Gulf Coast until later in the week, but will it bring rain to the Hoosier State?
Well, good Tuesday evening and welcome into WRTV News at 6. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda STARRANTINO. It is the first day of early voting in Indiana and a record turnout in Marion County. More than 1,200 people voted at the City-County building in Indianapolis today. There were about 900 voters in Marion County on the first day of early voting in 2016. WRTV's Megan Singtorm is live outside of the City-County building. Megan, polls are now closed. So how did everything go today?
Well, Amanda, there were no reports of any issues with early voting today. The biggest thing that voters had to deal with was a long line that wrapped around this building for most of the day. Now, here is some video from earlier today where you can see that line. Some voters this morning told us they waited 3 hours to get inside. We saw people come prepared to wait, though. Some brought fold-up chairs, snacks, and books. The line was long, but those we spoke with said it was worth it to have their voices heard.
I was more excited when I was sealing my envelope. When I was completely done, I said, oh man, my hand was shaking. I said, because this is going to count.
There's a lot of contention, a lot of dissatisfaction, and the only way to get that resolved is for people to come out and express their opinion through voting.
The voters are just standing in line. They have great attitudes, and they are excited to cast their ballot on the first day of early voting.
And right now, this is the only place to early vote in Marion County. Additional locations will open up later this month. We will have all that information for you posted on our website, WRTV.com. Reporting live, Megan Singtorm.
Thank you, Megan, for that report. And voting in person during the COVID-19 era is a little bit different because there are more safety precautions in place. We went inside the City-County building where early voting is happening in Marion County to show you what is being done in an attempt to keep you safe. There are clear dividers between poll workers and voters. Poll workers go around and wipe off voting machines after every use. Every voter must wear a mask. However, when you are in line, there are no markers showing you where to stand. So it's up to you and the people around you to make sure there is social distancing in line.
As we mentioned, early voting began across the state today. We also saw long lines in Hamilton and Boone counties. Obviously, many people can't wait to vote and want to get it done before Election Day on November 3rd.
It makes me feel really good. I'm actually temporarily out of the state for a little bit, but I made sure to book a plane ticket and come back here to cast my vote on the very first day. I've been waiting for this day for a while, and I think it's great to see so many people out here in line. It makes me feel proud to be an American, honestly.
As we get closer to November 3rd, even more early voting locations will open. If you can't vote in person and need to take part in absentee voting by mail, you should file an application for a ballot immediately. The deadline to turn in your ballot is October 22nd, the application for it. Then when you get the absentee ballot, you must fill it out. And per last week's order from a federal judge, your absentee ballot will be counted as long as it is postmarked on or before Election Day, November 3rd, and received in the election office of your county by November 13th. But remember, here in Indiana, not everyone can vote by mail. The state has a list of 11 reasons allowing you to vote by mail. And if none of those reasons apply to you, you have to vote in person. However, if you are 65 years old or older, you can vote by mail. We have a complete guide to the November general election up on our website at WRTV.com that includes all of the dates and rules you need to know. Again, that's at WRTV.com/vote in 2020.
As we get closer to the November 3rd election, we are highlighting some of the key races you will decide on. Indiana's 5th congressional district seat is open. The 5th district covers a large portion of our viewing area. That includes parts of Marion County, Hamilton County, parts of Boone County, Madison County, Tipton County, Grant County, and Blackford County. Incumbent Congresswoman Susan Brooks is retiring. Tonight, our Nicole Griffin sits down with Democratic candidate Christina Hale.
Christina Hale grew up in Indiana.
My parents sent me off to school expecting me to come home with a diploma, and instead I came home with a baby boy named Owen.
She put herself through college and made her career in the Hoosier State, working for the State Department of Commerce and eventually Kiwanis International.
I got to do a lot of really significant work to support children in public health while there, including launching a program to eliminate maternal and neonatal tetanus in the world.
She left the job she loved to run for the State House after seeing the needs of her community were not being addressed.
As a young single mom, I didn't always have health care coverage. In fact, I lived for years without it.
Hale says she is motivated to ensure people have private health insurance if it's working for them and believes they should be able to keep it.
I think this pandemic has demonstrated that public health is in everyone's personal interest, and we need a public option for those people who don't have coverage today.
She says the federal government lost an opportunity to react in a strategic way to stop the spread of the coronavirus by not giving states and hospitals required PPE.
We could have prevented so many of these illnesses and deaths if we had avoided the politics. And I think having a nonpartisan approach to this kind of public health issue is so important.
Hale says she has also been listening to business owners in the 5th District about the challenges they are facing during the pandemic.
We have to make sure that our small guys, the little guys, get to stand in line first for aid as it comes from Congress. And we do need more aid.
She says in order to improve racial tensions, the African American community needs to hear from its leaders that Black Lives Matter.
Ensuring that law enforcement officers have body cams. I believe it's also clear that we can prevent further tragedy if we end no-knock entry for drug offenses and also ending chokeholds.
She says she is running for Congress because we need problem solvers in Washington and people who can reach across the aisle to get things done.
Every single bill I've ever worked on and passed had a Republican partner working with me.
Working for you, Nicole Griffin, WRTV.
Also on the ballot for Indiana's 5th congressional district is Libertarian nominee Ken Tucker and Republican Victoria Spartz. We will take a closer look at Ken Tucker's campaign here on the News at 6 tomorrow. And you can learn more about each candidate by going to WRTV.com and clicking on the Election 2020 tab. Happening tomorrow right here on WRTV, the vice presidential debate. Former Indiana governor and current vice president Mike Pence will debate with the Democratic nominee, Senator Kamala Harris. Our live coverage begins tomorrow night at 8 with a 2020 special. That's followed by the live debate at 9 p.m. And stay tuned for the news at 11 here on WRTV. Vice President Pence and Second Lady Karen Pence have announced they will travel to Indianapolis on Friday to cast their early voting ballots. Details about the visit have not been released, although the White House says the Pences will return to Washington, D.C. Friday evening.
A new study out of Indiana University shows many voting machines in our state could be at risk for security issues. We're talking about those paperless voting machines used in 52 counties. Indiana is one of only 8 states that will use paperless voting machines in this election. The IU Public Policy Institute says those older paperless voting machines could pose security risks in the upcoming election. The newer machines use a combination of electronic touchscreen technology, which then produces a paper printout to verify your vote should it need to be cross-referenced. The older machines do not print the ballot. That means if there's a glitch or a hack, there would be no way of knowing.
It could be detrimental, because we wouldn't know if our election has been tampered with, there has been any malfunction. There would be no way for us to know. And without a paper trail, we couldn't even cross-check.
It's too late to make any changes for this election. Last year, a federal lawsuit was filed to replace paperless voting machines. There was also a law passed last year requiring all Indiana counties to move to paper trail voting systems by the year 2030. However, that leaves elections vulnerable for the next decade. IU's Public Policy Institute says the best things county can do now is inspect the machines before and after the election.
It is a mild, dry, and quite breezy day around central Indiana. While the sun is always nice to see, we still need some rain. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is here with an eye on weekend rain chances. Kevin.
Yeah, I don't want to get our hopes up too high, Amanda, but we'll focus on any chance of rain right now. Of course, no clouds means no rain. We've got lots of sunshine and temperatures low to mid 70s. It's 75 in Bloomington right now. How desperate are we for rain? It's been 49 days since our last big rain, and that was just under an inch back on August 18th. Since then, the last 49 days, we've had 0.12 of an inch. That is it. And more than half of that came just at the end of September. Where's our chance of rain going to come from? Hurricane Delta won't make landfall along the Gulf Coast until late week, but as it makes landfall and curves to the north and east, it will bring with it a chance for some rain in Indiana. The best chance will be along and south of the Ohio River, but some forecast models do bring the rain into portions, at least of the southern half of the state. It's a chance. I'll talk about what's a guarantee in my forecast and why you need to look up at exactly 8:37 tonight coming up.
He's got a gun.
Okay, Sam.
Emergency number 911.
Today, Carmel police released 911 recordings and body camera footage showing when one of their police officers, shot and killed a suspect. This happened on July 27th in the Carmel Springs Creek neighborhood. WRTV Investigates Kara Kenny explains why the department says the officer was cleared. We want to warn you, some of the audio and video may be disturbing to some of our viewers.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
On July 27th, Carmel police received a 911 call from a woman who said her daughter's boyfriend, Julio Varula, was suicidal and armed with a gun. Varula shot the woman, who survived. Varula also shot his girlfriend, Taylor Cox, who died.
Your mom called the cops. I told her not to.
Carmel police arrived and started searching for Varula. Another caller tells police where the suspect is and that he's still armed.
He's behind the trees and he ran from the house. Here he is. He's coming. He's down at the lake behind the tree. He's putting a gun in his pocket. Or in his pants.
Carmel police officer Shane Van Adder began to chase the suspect. Carmel police say Varula pointed a gun at the officer. Carmel police released his body camera footage, but it was knocked upside down by his gun and then knocked off altogether during the chase. Carmel police provided the footage and an illustration of the officer's movements. Officers found a loaded handgun at the scene and the suspect declared dead. Officer Shane Van Adder was cleared in both a criminal and internal investigation. Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
WRTV Investigates is asking more questions about Carmel Police Department's body camera system, including the brand and type of body cameras they were using that fell off during the chase. The agency says it is looking into a more robust mounting system.
A spike in COVID-19 deaths, the new numbers from the state you need to see. Plus, a new program helping single mothers, the resources they provide, and what you need to know to get involved.
Today, the state reports its highest number of additional COVID-19 deaths in 4 months. The Indiana State Department of Health confirms 30 additional people have died with coronavirus. That is the highest number of new COVID-19 deaths since July 6th, when the state confirmed 32 deaths. In total, in June 6th, in total so far, 3,484 Hoosiers have died with COVID-19. There is an urgent emphasis for you to get your flu shot this year. Doctors and health experts don't want a flu outbreak in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. And the Marion County Health Department is holding a flu shot clinic tomorrow. The next one goes from 9 to noon at Old Bethel Church on East 21st Street on the far east side of Indianapolis. You do not need an appointment. Masks are required. Flu shots through the health department are $20. Children younger than 2 years old get vaccinated for free. Medicare and Medicaid are accepted. Again, this is happening tomorrow.
A single mother in Anderson says she saw a need for mothers like herself, so she went to work to bring the Mommy Movement Incorporated to life. WRTV's Troy Washington explains how the organization is bringing out the best in the mothers in the Anderson community and what's next for the organization.
People don't understand sometimes you can be working a job making $12 an hour and have 5 kids, rent, lights, and gas. It's a struggle. So if you don't have a plan in place, it could be stressful, and that stress leads on to the children.
Marcia Thompson started the Mommy Movement Incorporated because she saw a need.
I just see a lot of young women who are in need of resources and just even a need of someone who actually just cares.
The cause is something this mother of 2 can relate to.
I'm a single mother myself. My children's father died when my son was 1.5 years old. So, you know, at that point, it was very hard. You know, you didn't know how do you continue on with life with no father for your children, no matter the situation that you are in.
Here, mothers have access to the resources they need to step up in life. Right now, during the pandemic, the organization is even offering bill assistance to those who need it.
We don't help just women without jobs. We like to help women with jobs as well. Let them know that we are here to help you with whatever you need.
There's a food pantry and a clothing closet here, and if mothers have been convicted of a crime and that's what's holding them back from getting a job, Thompson says she may be able to help with that too.
I've been speaking to different organizations who are willing to at least give them an opportunity.
Beyond what this organization has already accomplished since January of 2019, there's even more that they want to do.
I've had 17-year-old girls call me with the baby screaming in the background. They don't have anywhere to go. Mom just kicked me out, or dad or grandma just kicked me out, or my boyfriend just beat me up. So hopefully in the future, we want to be able to open up an emergency shelter here in this city.
Working for you in Anderson, Troy Washington, WRTV.
Mommy Movement Incorporated focuses on women, but also serves whoever needs a hand. Right now, they are available to help with job training, resume writing, and other resources. We've got the full list on our website, WRTV.com. Kevin.
And Amanda, temperatures will remain well above average, so we don't have the warmth now and then it's pulled right out from under us. We'll hold on to it for a while. Temperatures pushing 80 tomorrow. That wind will be strong again tomorrow. We had a gust close to 30 today, and I talked about the rain potential for the second half of the weekend on Sunday. Did that off the top of the news. That will come from tropical remnants potentially. Temperatures there in the 70s now. No surprise. It's where we've been for the last couple of days and where we'll be tomorrow, if not in the low 80s in a couple of spots. Temperatures tonight will only drop about 20 degrees from where they're at now. Skies are clear and the wind will stay out of the southwest. The clear sky is critical if you want to see the space station fly over tonight, and trust me, you do. Give this a shot. 8:37. Look to the northwest. It'll be about 3 fists above the horizon where it will appear a steady white light pass about halfway, 50 degrees above the horizon before disappearing in the southeast. It's relatively quick, 3-minute pass. We'll talk tomorrow night about a longer 6-minute pass, which will go nearly overhead. Story tomorrow. The same story as today with some changes. The wind will still be strong, gusting out of the southwest 20 to almost 30 miles per hour, but calming down as we get late afternoon into the evening. But did you notice changing direction as well? That change in wind direction will cool us off from highs tomorrow that will approach 80 degrees back into the lower 70s as we get to Thursday. All pieces of the puzzle come together for a great day tomorrow. It will stay dry until probably Sunday. There we are, clear in the morning, sunny in the afternoon. Temperatures on Thursday peak at about 73 to the north, lower 70s. Thursday will be one of those days from north to south where we will have a rather large temperature range. Temperatures in the upper 70s in the southern portion of the state. 7-day forecast, next 3 days still in the 70s. What changes over the weekend? That chance for rain, southern half of the state Sunday with the best chance along the Ohio River. We'll keep a chance of rain in there Monday and Tuesday with temperatures once again still in the 70s. A model of consistency. That's what I present in the 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Kevin. Through our Hiring Hoosiers initiative, we are finding new employment opportunities opening up. It's time for the job feed. Second Helpings in Indianapolis is looking for someone to be their manager of volunteer services. You would recruit, screen, select, and provide volunteer orientation. Second Helpings works to address hunger and poverty in central Indiana by rescuing prepared food that would otherwise get thrown away. The organization also runs a culinary job training program. TECHLOGIX in Plainfield needs a repair technician. You would be responsible for repairing printers, scanners, and many other computer-related items. T-Rex Expedited Delivery is hiring for a delivery driver. You will be delivering out of the Amazon facility in Greenwood. Pay is $15.25 an hour. You can learn more about all of these positions on the job board at hiringhoosiers.com. Kevin has the last check of your forecast after this break.
The NBA Finals continue tonight on WRTV. It's Game 4 between the Lakers and the Heat. The Lakers have a 2-1 lead in the series. Coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 8:30. The game gets going at 9. We will be here with the news at 11 after the final buzzer.
And we'll be back to around 80 tomorrow with lots of sunshine. Thursday a little cooler. Friday still a beautiful day. We don't see any chance for rain until Sunday. Thanks for watching the news at 6. World News with David Muir up next, and then we'll see you at 7 o'clock. Thanks for watching.